Regular BBC daytime viewers will recognise these giants of the antiques world who light up our screens with their wisdom and charm.
I've more than doubled my money.
But what sort of things do our experts get up to when they're not on the telly? Well, we're about to find out, as over the course of 1 week, we'll be seeing one pair of plucky heavyweight dealers face a different daily challenge. Some of those challenges will be familiar territory.
Yes.
And some will be pitching our experts into the unknown.
Bang, bang, bang.
They'll be going head-to-head in a battle for profit, showing us how they've risked their own money and reputations by recreating some of their real-life deals.
Profit, profit and more profit.
And if the stakes weren't high enough already, each expert has a favourite charity that will be benefiting from their profits. The challenge to our experts is clear. Put your money where your mouth is. Today's finely honed experts are the one and only Mr. Tim Wonnacott and the unstoppable David Harper. Devilish David Harper started wheeling and dealing when he was just 18 years old.
Give me the money.
And he now makes a living from antiques, property and classic cars. From boot fairs to sale rooms, he's a highly respected dispenser of sage advice on Make Me Rich and Bargain Hunt. The debonair Mr. Wonnacott is a true top dog of the antiques world with an outstanding pedigree.
I've seen you admiring my jug.
Tim's father and grandfather were both auctioneers, and Mr. W joined a top auction house in 1978 before leaving to set up his own brokerage business. He's regularly on the road with the Antiques Roadshow and is the master of ceremonies of Bargain Hunt. Tim and David's mission today is taking them through the Channel Tunnel and beyond. They'll be swapping their crumpets for croissants as we pack them off to Gay Paris for another showdown. With their reputations at risk, their own money on the line, and their favourite charities wishing them well, there's everything to play for. So it's time to find out what is today's challenge.
Bonjour. David.
How are you, Tim?
I'm very fair, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Well, fine, and you're looking very fresh as usual.
Fresh as a daisy, actually.
Always, always.
Yeah.
Well,
Envelope time?
I think so. Shall I do mine first?
OK, break the seal.
Tim and David, that's you and I.
Aye.
Your challenge is to spend £500 of your own money, typically on antiques. You must then resell your purchases with the aim of making as much profit as possible.
Ah.
The winner is the presenter who makes the most cash.
Get away.
Yes, seriously.
Is this my moment?
That's you doing.
OK, I'm going to deflower this envelope. Here we go. You must buy all your antiques from a French market.
No.
Gosh.
Fabulous.
That's why we're in France. then.
Exactly. How is your French?
Pas mal. How's
No idea what
yours?
that means. Rubbish. Come on.
Good luck.
Tomorrow morning, our two intrepid British adventurers will be saying bonjour to the Saint-Ouen Antiques Market in beautiful Paris. But tonight, the priority is to get a good night's sleep to prepare for the battle ahead. The following morning, our two rivals are up early, but all is not well.
Well, here we are in Paris. Fantastic. I'm raring to go. I've just had Tim on the phone, though, complaining about his room. Apparently, he was promised a view of the Eiffel Tower. He's just asked me, do I have a view? I said, no, I've got a terrible view. I haven't even seen the Eiffel Tower. Have a look at this. I've got Tim Wannacott's room.
I'm overlooking the service entrance, which is a kind of concrete wall. Might be Budapest, might be downtown Manchester. They've definitely given me the budget room.
Oh, Tim might give his room nil point. But the bigger issue is what strategies will they be using to win today's challenge.
You've got to bag a bargain. You can't be led by your heart, you've got to be led by your head. And so it's all about profit. But so I'll be scouring and digging around, rummaging all over the place, and following that Tim Wonnacott.
Well, as I've never been to a French market, and I don't know whether this one's a really good one, I've been told it's huge, but huge is not necessarily great, and we have a modest amount of money to spend, and I don't know what there is to buy there yet. I guess I'm just going to be cool. I'll just wait and see what happens.
So David is going to scour the whole market in search of a bargain, which sounds like a much better bet than following Tim. Mr. Wonnacott sounds like he's got a case of the bad hotel room blues. He'll need to shake them off quickly, though, because the market is open and he's quickly discovered that things aren't always what they appear to be.
Well, this is very interesting, isn't it? I mean, this is a vast place. Absolutely vast. And you've got to be so sharp. Go to a store here, pick up a wee picture like this. Have a look at that. What do you think about that? Isn't that lovely? It seems to say Manet on it. It's behind glass. It's in a period Japanese lacquer frame. Turn it over. Sure enough, there's a bit of canvas there, look. And it says Stéphanie Mallarmé par Manet. Look at that. Manet. A real Impressionist painting? A real Manet of this size would be worth between 800,000 and 1.2 million pounds. Have we found the discovery of the century? Malheureusement, no. Because, although this looks like an oil painting on canvas, if you stripped it out of its frame, you'd find that the front surface is actually a printed piece of paper that's been applied on canvas to make you think that it's a real oil painting on canvas. This frame, this Japanese lacquer frame, if you look carefully, is filled in with bits of plastic wood there. That's because the original old frame was cut up and made to fit this print, and the whole thing could be yours, I think she said, for 65 euros. Not something for us. We're going to have to be really sharp today, I tell you, because I have a funny feeling in this market there's a whole lot of stuff like this.
Yes, you have to get up very early in the morning to fool Mr. W. But with a budget of up to £500, there's no room for mistakes. Our experts need to be absolutely sure they're buying the real deal. But spotting fakes isn't going to be the only problem today.
Now, how do you fancy a great pair of side cabinets? So utterly French, so utterly fantastic. 19th century, about 1860. Napoleon III, marble-topped, gilt-mounted, absolutely to die for. I've got 640 euros to spend, and this is the frustration. These two are 35,000 euros, and this is my problem here. Everything seems to be well over my budget. When you're so restricted on funds, it is so utterly frustrating.
With many items out of their budget and fakes lurking in many stalls, our antiques detectives will have to be on their guard to ensure they pick out some prize pieces.
Isn't she just absolutely delectable? And look at the body. She's got a very nice body, hasn't she? Now, what's the absolute best on her?
Best. 900.
Well, that's much more than I've got. So what do you think about that?
And you've got?
400?
No, absolutely not. No, not possible.
300?
No.
So, with the slender figure out of his league, David turns his attention to another lucky lady.
Give me your best price on this.
Very best price instead of would be 1,500.
Come on, David, focus. You've got a budget of up to £500. Surely you can find something in your price range.
10 for that. 10 euros.
Well, that's not bad value.
No.
No, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
Would you like?
Is it Lalique?
5 euros to have a sandwich?
Well, maybe David should think about taking the man's €5 because that's the closest he's come to making a profit all morning. Rather than trying to get in front, though, Tim seems more focused on finding a getaway vehicle.
Oh, fun to have a ride, wouldn't it? How much? £500? Nope. £2,000? Nope. You'd have to pay 3,500 euros for that, which is, I don't know, 2,800?
And that has got to be the most expensive bike we've ever seen. It might be early days, but our two antiques detectives are struggling to crack the mystery of where all the affordable and potentially profitable pieces are in this market.
Euro? Oh. Merci, madame.
Whilst Tim continues to trawl through the market, Detective Harper's decided to interrogate his shopkeeper further.
I want something period. I'd love a piece of French Art Deco, 20s, 30s. I'd love it. A real proper piece, not a new mass-produced Mugs Eiffel kind of thing.
A little Lalique glass.
Lalique, yeah.
Yeah. For 30 euros. Lalique.
Lalique, okay, so that would be after 25 or after 35?
After 35.
And then it's pre-1950, isn't it?
Yes,
Because
exactly.
it would be an acid engraved, like a machine engraved.
That's it, yes.
That's a very pretty piece. Again, how much is that one?
30 euros.
30 euros.
Instead of 80.
Ah. Just a one-off, though, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah, but that costs triple the price when you buy it in Lalique at the shop. Crisp.
Can you do 15?
No. I made you already 60%
I know,
discount.
I know, but I normally go for 100% discount. I know you just
No, that's a bit too... It's a bit too...
20 euros. I've got no money, I'm poor.
Okay, go for 20.
20, good man, you're an absolute star. Fabulous quality. And listen to the sound of that. Okay, 20 euros, fantastic. What else have you got?
Art Nouveau as well. It's the 50s. No, it's the 50s or the 60s.
Yeah.
But it has a few little chips.
Oh, Dome.
Yeah, Dome.
Again.
France.
Okay.
It's 50s.
Where's the chips? I can just see the little nibbles on the base there. Is it the
Yeah.
Dome? Oh, I see, yeah. I know it kind of does affect the value, doesn't
But the
it?
form, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
But the form is very nice too.
Yeah, unless that's substantially cheaper than that.
It is.
Can it be 50?
I would have said 70. And you've got 200% on that one. It's Dome and signed, of course.
Can we go 50?
50 would do.
Good man. Thank you very much. Actually, here's another fantastic find, I think. Anyway, Dome, a very French manufacturer.
One of the best.
One of the best.
You had Lalique, Dome and Gallet.
Absolutely, and we've bought two now.
Yeah.
So, 50 euros, I'm delighted. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thanks to a tough interrogation, Durham's best antiques detective has discovered the real price of two quality antiques glass pieces.
Great, there's two super purchases. The heat is on, Wonnacott, and I'm on your trail. Right.
All laying down a challenge to Mr. Wonnacott is a brave move. But maybe David has some spies in the market because Hercule Wonnacott is struggling to find anything worth buying.
Do you know something? One's going to have to be incredibly careful. See this little thing? This oval purports to be perhaps late 17th century, early 18th century. When you turn it over and look at this brown-stained, apparently aged back, actually, give it a little scratch there, and you see it's made of cheap white plaster of Paris. This thing has been stained out with old tea bags to make it look as if it's 17th century, whereas in fact, I think it's brand Harry Spankers.
Which to you and me means brand new. Now, Monsieur Wonnacott may have an eye for the red herrings, but Detective Harper's leading the way in solving the mystery of the whereabouts of the profitable pieces in this market. Tim's not a man to give in easily, though, and he's decided to see if a bit of charm and the local lingo will help him bag his first item of the day.
Pardon, madame, qu'est-ce que le prix pour cette bouteille?
Cette bouteille, il m'en faut 60 euros, monsieur. 60 euros, oui.
60?
60 euros. Yeah.
What about 10 euros?
No,
Possible?
10 is impossible.
Yeah,
No,
impossible?
No, impossible, no.
How about 20?
No, 20.
No 20?
Well, 20, if you want.
20?
Okay, it's okay.
It's a deal?
It's
It's
a deal,
20?
20.
Parfait.
Okay.
Merci.
I give you the money. Lovely. There we go.
Merci
There's the
beaucoup.
money. Au revoir.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Merci, madame.
So, thanks to a heavy dollop of charisma, Tim has made his first purchase. But there's one big question.
What am I going to do with it? Well, it's a funny little bottle, isn't it? I mean, I rather like it because it is so small. I suppose technically it's a quarter of a bottle of wine. What it really needs is recorking, perhaps with some sort of silver stopper. I haven't quite decided what we might do to improve this. It then becomes not just an ordinary bottle, but a mini decanter. Something you could put some damson gin in.
Steady on, old boy. It's a bit early in the day to be thinking of a cheeky tipple. Well, so far this Parisian market has been a bit of a challenge for our two antiques detectives, but slowly and surely they're starting to uncover one or two gems. Despite being Bargain Hunt's finest, Tim has parted with just £16 of his £500 budget, leaving him with up to a whopping £484 in the bank. David is a tiny amount in front, having spent £56 of his £500 budget, leaving him, though, with up to £444 still to spend. With half the day over, it's time for our experts to catch up and compare notes. And true to his word this morning, Tim has decided to play it cool with a high five.
Davido!
How are you doing?
Not so very well, I have to tell you.
Not well at all?
No. I've
Well,
walked miles, me.
I've walked miles. I've hardly done anything at all, buying-wise.
I bet you've had lunch.
Well, of course I've had lunch. Have you not had lunch?
Not a scrap.
No.
Not a saucisson.
Oh, you poor boy. How are you coping?
I know, I'm feeling fatigué.
Fatigué? Fatigué?
Yeah, fatigué. That means tired.
Oh, right, sorry.
I'm feeling a bit fatigué.
All
But
right.
seriously, it
Yeah.
isn't easy, is it?
It's not easy. A lot of very, very good pieces, but big money.
Big money, or a lot of fakes. I'm seeing
fakes, seen a lot of that, yeah.
I've got to get on and spend some more.
Well, me too.
yeah.
OK, well,
Which
should we
way
go
are you
together?
going, then?
Opposite, I suppose.
We can't go together.
All right, you go that way, I'll go that way.
Which way?
I'll go that way, you go... No.
I'll go that way.
I'll go this
Right,
way.
okay.
There's nothing like a bit of firm decision-making to kickstart an antiques hunt, is there? So, having finally decided which direction they're going to go in, our two dynamic antiques detectives get back to work.
This is all very, very French. Very, very flary and stylish. Great mirror. Blimey. It's an absolute Aladdin's cave.
Now, don't forget that today's challenge comes in two parts. Once they've bought their items, our two experts will be taking them back across the channel to try and sell them for a profit. Having only bought 3 items between them, the pressure is really on. But as their hunt through this huge market continues, it seems David has spotted an exhibit that could lead him to a tidy profit.
Now look at this. Isn't this so sweet and so incredibly French, yet so incredibly 19th century and easily recognisable to anybody who has English or British 19th century furniture. You can just tell by the design, the turning. It's beechwood, probably 1890, maybe 1900, but it's so quirky and so sweet. It's just a little cracker. What a multifunctional piece of kit this is. One, it's a little eating table, it's a playing table, it's a drawing table. It's very dirty, look at my hands, but look at this. It metamorphosises itself into something altogether different. It's now a high chair. What a great little design.
Well, David is so impressed that he's bought the chair for 48 quid. But he's not a man to rest on his laurels and he's decided to nip into the nearest shop and see if he can earn a profit.
Bonjour, madame. Bonjour. Bonjour.
With time ticking, he's determined not to walk away empty-handed.
It's a 19th century jardinière. Ah, you're not French?
No, I'm not French.
Ah, what are you then?
I'm English originally.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's handy, because I was going to practice my French on you, but you're lucky that I'm not going to do that. Now, what kind of price have you got on this? So you might be too much for me.
This is 5,000 euros.
Ah, well, I've got 640. What do you think about that?
Well, don't think that quite.
Do you think we're too far away? Okay.
David needs to forget about posh pots and concentrate on the bargain bucket.
What about this guy? Who's this? Oh, Picasso.
Picasso.
That's more like it. He's uncovered a set of original 1950s stamps, each displaying a Picasso print.
People frame them. They
All right.
frame this and they frame these two.
OK, so how much are these then?
These are 25 euros.
Oof, what, for them all?
No.
No. What's the absolute best?
20.
20? Yeah. What if I said €5 each? 25
No, I
euros?
couldn't
No?
do 5 euros.
You know you could.
No, I couldn't.
Are you sure?
No, no.
€7 each. How's that?
No, I couldn't do them for that.
But this is a bulk purchase.
50
I mean,
euros.
50 euros. What's that then?
10 euros each.
10 euros each. Oh, because you're gorgeous, I'll have them.
Okay.
All right. 50 euros?
50 euros.
Well done. Thank you very much. Well, I never. 5 Picassos for 50 euros. Now, that can't be bad. Another great purchase. I'm delighted there's got to be some profit in these babies.
With 4 top items in the bag, David is streaking ahead of Tim. But this competition is far from being a closed case. Monsieur Wonnacott has sifted through the evidence and come up with a new plan of attack.
Well, they say this place is 6 or 8 hectares. I dare say it is. I've made a bit of a strategic decision, and that is to seize on an area which is likely to have things in my right price range and look in some considerable detail. The big danger is, big place like this, you could wear yourself out skimming the surface and never really put your hand on that thing that might make you the profit which we're looking for.
Well, armed with his new strategy, Tim gets down to work.
Morning. I've seen something round the corner I'm quite keen on, but it's been a terrible decision-making process here. I've gone back and forth and up and down. I've seen this thing. Should I have it? Shouldn't I have it? It's quite expensive, but it's what you call chic, or at least unusual.
But what is it, Tim? Oh, it's an ugly ivory dog wearing a hat. Well, that's definitely unusual, Tim, but how much are you prepared to pay for it?
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Quel est le prix pour cet objet?
The price is 380 euros.
380 euros.
Yes.
I mean, could it be 200, 200 euro? No? No possible.
It's not possible.
What about 250 euros? You good?
No, the best price is 300 euros. 300 euros.
Is the best price?
Is the best price.
Okay, fine. Well, I think it's extraordinary, eh?
Yeah, very original.
Very original. Okay, fine.
Very
I'll
rare.
have it. Very rare.
Rare.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, 300 euros.
Okay.
Boom. Superb.
Now, it's worth noting that with the exception of antique specimens, the sale, transport, import and export of ivory is banned. So if you come across what appears to be antique ivory, make sure you get proof that it predates the 1st of June 1947, like this piece.
So, what do you think about my purchase? Handsome-looking fellow, isn't he? It's a piece of history. It represents the most ghastly conflict of the 20th century, that is the First World War. What's really nice about it is the quality of the workmanship. Just look at the way this helmet's been made. That's made out of carved wood. They've even applied on the front surface an embossed metal plaque representing the Austrian eagle, which in itself is a pretty aggressive sight. Originally, this thing probably sat on top of a walking stick. And I'm hoping that a walking stick collector will pay a lot of money for it and simply put it atop a walking stick.
Well, there you go. We never doubted him for a minute, did we? Tim's now parted with £256, whereas David has only parted with £144. And with the clock ticking on today's challenge, he's been forced to draw up a new strategy.
Remember, negotiate very hard, and if you want the best deal possible, bulk buy.
David still has a whopping £356 left to spend, but with not long to go before the end of today's market, he's decided to put all his eggs into one basket and spend his cash in one shop.
Now, this is a really exciting store. Everything just shouts out interior design, doesn't it? Everything from 17th century columns to, look at that, Funkmeister, a 1960s, probably 1970s lamp. Actually, that is really very good. Obviously telescopic, look, it's massive. You can reduce it. That typical 1970s brown kind of washed out colour, which a few years ago was incredibly unfashionable, but now it's mega trendy. Nice marble or some sort of polished stone base. Obviously telescopic, that should just reduce. Yeah, there you go. You can push that up. That works like a Rolls Royce. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. So from one massive lamp to one that could probably sit in most homes. Very trendy right now, very jazzy. I'll come back to that.
With the lamp on his shortlist, David continues to hunt for more potentially profitable items. His opponent, meanwhile, is still struggling. Maybe he's searching in the wrong area of the market. Whilst Tim continues his forensic inspection of the stall, David's decision to stay in one shop seems to be paying off.
These are lovely. A pair of old marble pillars, that pink marble on the top, and the cream marble on the base. In actual fact, it started life, I'd have thought, yeah, it would have done as a single column. The drill holes here would have had some kind of metal rod to keep the things in place, but now, obviously, they've been split and dismantled in places, but stacks of potential. Looking at those, I kind of like the idea of making a round or a square, highly polished oak top to make a pair of very unusual and very trendy kind of wine tables or lampstands. Actually, there's loads of things you could do for them. Okay, I'll keep them in mind.
Having picked out 2 pieces, David has decided to try and find one more item before haggling with the shop owner. Whilst he searches through the shop, Tim's painstaking work looks like it might have paid off.
Ah, pardon, monsieur? Bonjour. Qu'est-ce que le prix pour cet truc? Un petit truc, je pense.
150 euros. 150 euros.
150 euros.
And I think it's made by Tiffany it's a gift, I think, for their clients or something like that. I don't know exactly.
Right.
What is it?
And is it possible it may be mine for 100 euros?
Yes, it will be.
It will be.
It will be possible, yes, it is.
It will be.
100.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo
Thank you.
indeed, Mr. Wonnacott. But what exactly have you just spent £80 on?
I bet you haven't got a clue what I've bought. I've only got half a clue about what I've bought myself, if I'm being perfectly truthful. I've spied this little box, a bit boring, a bit grubby, but it's got this fantastic label on the outside which says Tiffany & Co. Exhibition Picasso, and then you can just make out New York Art Gallery. If you handle the lens itself and put it up to your eye, look at that through there, see that? You've got a design that seems to be squashed between 2 pieces of glass. So, they were made in 1939 at Tiffany & Co. This is the high-quality retailer that for some reason, and I don't know the answer to this yet, produced these lenses specifically for a 1939 exhibition, probably of Picasso prints. And I have a suspicion that some of these prints needed to be examined in miniature, and these lenses would have been presented to special customers of Tiffany & Co., enabling them to magnify the lines and designs in some of Picasso's printed works. That's my guess.
Whilst the mysteries of this market may have reduced Tim to guesswork, David is relying on a more methodical approach. He's hoping to get a great deal by doing some bulk buying from one shop. But can he find the third item he needs to increase his chances of getting a great bargain?
Now, I've got to say, this is the kind of thing I was really hoping to find. Look at these two. A pair of demi-lune side tables. But of course, they didn't start life as a pair of side tables. Looking at them, I can tell instantly they were once one round table. Obviously, something has gone wrong. They're damaged in places, big splits. But what I like about these two is that they're about 1930s, classical in style, very, very French, but made out of solid oak, so great quality, but with stacks of potential. So 3 items I like. Let's see if I can do a deal to buy all 3 for a major discount.
So David's picked out his pieces, now it's crunch time. Can he do a deal on a job lot?
You are a gentleman, aren't you? You are.
Yeah.
So how about Toisson? For the 3. Oh, Christophe.
500.
No. Toisson 50, 350.
Oh.
For the 3 items.
For you, my best price, 405.
405.
Yes.
It's a very unusual figure, isn't it, really? Oh, go on then. You're a great guy. Thank you very much. Yeah.
So, just in the nick of time, David's bulk buying strategy has paid off, and with the market closing down for the day, it's time to find out how our intrepid antiques detectives have fared. So, with an initial budget of up to £500, Mr. Wonnacott has only managed to part with a meagre £336. And thanks to a last-minute splurge, David has spent £468, putting him way out in front in the buying stakes. It's been a tough day for our two determined antique sleuths, and before they head back to Blighty to try and sell their wares for profit, there's time for a quick catch-up.
So, David, have you done?
Well, I've got a great pair here, Tim, and you look like you've got a great pair.
They all seem to be named products.
Yeah.
Did you manage to spend most of your money?
Everything apart from €40. I thought you and I could maybe blow that on...
That's a terribly good idea, isn't it?
Have you got anything left?
Not a sausage.
Oh, so it's on me then, is it?
It certainly is.
Spent it all, eh, Tim? Anyone got a lie detector handy?
Anyway, good luck.
Yeah, you
Off
too.
we go.
So, at today's French market, Tim bought a mini bottle, some mysterious Tiffany glass lenses, and a piece of striking antique ivory militaria. His rival will be travelling home with a child's chair, some marble columns, a pair of demi-lune tables, a 70s lamp, some Picasso postcards, and a couple of quality French glass vases. After a tumultuous tussle in the antique market of Paris, our two intrepid experts have headed back across the channel to prepare for the second part of today's challenge.
Derek, how busy are you later on today?
Don't forget, the aim of the game is now to sell their items for a profit.
I'll send you an email and we'll set up somewhere to meet.
The winner will be the one who makes the most money for their chosen charity. So what plans are they relying on to lead them to victory?
I do have a strategy here, and thinking about it, I think the oak tables and the marble columns, I might just try and transform them into something altogether different. So it's a case here of calling in a bit of expert help. And I think the easiest things to sell will probably be the glassware, the Dorme and the Lalique. I mean, come on, you've got the names, you've got the quality, everybody wants it, so that should be reasonably easy. The thing I might struggle with potentially will be the 1970s lamp. I mean, for me, it's utterly fantastic, but it's a real kind of quirky number, that. So I might have to hit the phones. But altogether, I think I've bagged some fantastic items.
Well, David might have concerns about his lamp, but with only 3 items to sell, the pressure's really on Tim. He needs to maximise his profits on all his pieces, and he's wasted no time finding out as much as possible about what he bought.
I love the spiked Pickelhaube helmet.
Whilst Mr. Wonnacott arms himself with as much selling ammunition as possible,
I wonder if you could help me.
David is hoping to seal the first deal. He's moved quickly to have his marble columns restored.
If we can whip off that metal rod there, so it sits nice and flush, like this one here.
And he thinks he knows just the man to sell them to.
Those fantastic 19th century architectural marble columns have now been turned into a fabulous pair of side tables. And if there's one man in the world whose name should be written all over them, it's George Bond. But George Bond is a very, very fussy interior designer, so I'm going to need a bit of luck, so let's go and see him.
David and George have a long history of haggling, and we've already seen them negotiate this week. So David's going to have to be on top form to secure a sale. His restorer has done an excellent job on the columns, and now it's down to Mr. Harper to try and make a profit.
The things I do for money. Blimey. Hey, win, George. Oh, here he is, with his dog. Sometimes get a bit mixed up between the two of them, but...
Hello, David. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sorry I've got hold of the dog here, but stop her barking.
She's lovely, but I've got something even more lovely, George. Clap your eyes on those two.
Just let me put the dog down. Wow. David, they are me.
They are you.
They're wonderful.
I thought they'd be you, George.
But I don't know if I've got anywhere for them. Seriously, I don't.
Can we just try them in situ and see what you think?
In some of my rooms?
Just try them. I mean, wine tables, bedside tables, hall tables, wherever we want. Can we just have a look?
OK, I will give you the opportunity.
OK, let's have a go.
Well, David was right. George does like the columns, but persuading him to buy them sounds as though it could be easier said than done.
OK, David, come in here, follow me. We'll try one or two areas in here.
Yeah, where do you want this?
Let's try it there first.
OK.
OK.
Well, I'll tell you what, George. In the corners, ideal, maybe like a bronze bust or something on there, or your nice big stone African head.
Try the African head on.
Can I
it,
try
Dad.
it?
You can try it. I'm not convinced because I don't want that too cluttered.
Oh, come on, George. That is fantastic.
I agree with you. It looks absolutely fantastic, but I'm not sure it's right for this room.
Well, what if
Yes, George might not think the columns look right in his living room, but David's not giving up without a fight.
Well, can we try somewhere else? Can we try the whole house?
David is determined to sell the columns, but George isn't happy with how they look in the hallway.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Just can't have them there.
And he's not convinced that they belong in the bedroom.
Oh, no, that's good, George. That's
No,
good.
No, no.
If he does manage to get George to part with his cash, Mr. Harper will have earned every penny.
Don't like them there. Let's go.
OK, what about this? What about this? As a wine table now.
David, no. That looks naff. Pick it up again and follow me. Come on, you're too slow.
With David struggling to secure a sale, Tim's got the chance to bank the first profit of this contest. His research into the Tiffany lenses has really paid off. He's tracked down a potential buyer from Israel through the internet, and he's arranged to meet him in London. But can he seal a deal?
Here's the victim. What do you make of that?
Well, the box is very similar to the ones that I had, which remember were single ones. Yes, they look very familiar.
What were they used for? We talked about it on the telephone, and your theory was individual magnifying glasses that were given by Tiffany & Co. perhaps to favoured customers.
Yes.
I've got a theory that they might be some part of a projection device, maybe as a part of an exhibition that was going on in 1939. I mean, the World Trade Fair was happening in New York in 1939.
That explains away why I had two numbered the same. Maybe they were used in some form of stereo projector. Because the truth is that they don't really magnify that much. And a magnifying glass would normally have a handle on it.
Yes.
It's now beginning to make sense. And that connection with the 1939 World's Fair. It's pieces of a puzzle, but I think you and I probably know more about them than anybody else right now.
Yeah. Well, Tim's buyer seems pretty enthused by the lenses and the mystery surrounding them. But the name of the game is to make a profit, so can Mr. Wonnacott persuade him to buy them?
My big question is, you're obviously intrigued, you've handled them before.
Yes.
I'd quite like to sell them to you if I can. I mean, would you be interested perhaps in buying them?
Yeah, I would. As I say, I've sold two. They weren't especially easy to sell because I didn't know what they were. It was a bit of guesswork. But what are you looking for them?
I've got in mind a target price of £500.
£500 at today, that's almost $1,000, isn't it? I have to be honest, Tim, that's more than I sold mine for.
Tim's contact seems reluctant to pay the £500 asking price for the lenses, but remember Mr. Wonnacott only paid £80 for them, so there is room for movement here. As they continue to negotiate, David's buyer, George, has some bad news about the renovated marble columns that Mr. Harper has been carrying around his house.
David, they are terrific. They're not going to fit in here, pal. They're just not. But I could actually take them into stock for a future project. I think I've got one in mind, but again, that depends on the price. It's got to be a good one, David.
George is a canny negotiator. He's worn David down by getting him to carry the heavy columns all over the house. But David is no slouch when it comes to haggling.
Do you know how much they would cost to make new?
I have no idea.
Are you interested?
I am actually.
Carrara marble, pink marble, 400-year-old oak, handmade and hand-polished. £1,000 a piece, £2,000's worth there.
If he's going to make any money on the columns, Mr. Harper has to get more than £196. So, without further ado, let battle commence.
£1,000 for the two, how's that?
Shall we say 200?
Ah, yeah. Right.
Yeah, come on.
650.
No, David, no way. I couldn't move them on.
600.
250.
David and George have been sparring for years, but there's no room for sentiment in business, and they're both determined to drive a hard bargain.
550, George.
275.
500 quid and you've got the best deal in the world.
I'm not paying 500 quid.
George, no. 430 and that is the absolute death or I'm going home.
Done deal.
Done deal. Well done.
Okay.
Oh, it might have been hard work, but David's just made a fabulous £234 profit, and I think it's fair to say he's a happy man.
George is like playing a musical instrument. I know exactly what he likes to hear and what he likes to see. So, my target price was around 400, I get 430. Get in there, I'm quids in, one in the eye for you, George.
And with Mr. Harper sealing the first deal and banking so much money, the pressure is already building on Tim. Remember, he only bought 3 items in Paris, so he has to maximise his profit on every deal. He's trying to sell the Tiffany lenses he picked up for £80 for a whopping £500. But his potential buyer isn't keen about paying the asking price.
They're quite far apart. I need to make a bit of money on them, and I think selling them as a pair, maybe I'd get a little bit more for the pair, maybe not, but...
What about £300 then?
I'm going to put some effort into them, Tim. I don't want to beat you up too much, but would you take 200?
I'm feeling beaten up at that.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, I take your point. They're so difficult and so speculative.
Yes.
What about £300, $600? You sold yours for the equivalent of $600-ish. Can you take a punt at £300?
How about we meet in the middle then?
Where is the middle exactly?
250.
£250 then? That's your death on it?
Yeah, I think so, Tim. Yeah, it gives me a little bit of money on them.
OK, well, that's fair enough. Jolly good then. Well, let's settle them. £250. Good man.
Thank you
very
so
much. That's our
Thank you for thinking of me.
Well, not at all.
Well, it was a tough but friendly haggle, and the hours of hard work Tim spent finding a potential buyer have paid off.
Well, that's very satisfactory, isn't it? We paid €100, that's 80 quid. We've sold for 250 quid. We've tripled our money and made a profit of £170. Whoopee!
Today's contest is now in full swing, and having seen his lead drastically reduced by Tim's first sale, David hits the road to try and pull off some more deals. He manages to bank a profit on the 1970s lamp.
Wow, it is stunning, isn't it?
The children's high chair.
Nice colour, slightly worn top.
And the postcards.
Perfect for like a bathroom, a utility or a downstairs loo, that kind of idea.
He's racing ahead, but Mr. Wonnacott is too wily a campaigner to panic in the face of such rapid-fire selling. He's been on the phone and arranged to take his bottle to the oldest wine merchants in London. But will he be able to sell it?
I brought you this little bottle, which I found in a flea market in Paris. I'd love to know what you make of it.
Well, it's very pretty. And the first thing I can say is that I think it's old, but not that old. And I'll tell you my reasons for that. You can see from the glass that it's not completely even. And I love that. I think if you look at glass in old windows and you see that wonderful sort of undulation, glass was a difficult thing to make for a long, long, long time, and to make it perfectly wasn't the point. You just had to make it. And this has got this wonderful sort of faults and flaws in it, which I think make it much more attractive than the modern perfect glass that you get now. And so I'd say probably late Victorian, early Edwardian. And it's a beautiful shape. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful shape. Bottles.
Well, the bottle's got plenty of character, but will Tim's buyer be prepared to take it off his hands?
It's nice. How much do you want for it?
Well, Simon, I've got a target price of £200. How does that grab you? I don't think he's that keen.
I'll tell you what I'll do, because I like this and because I like you. Oh. £150.
£150. I should be delighted if you take it off my hands for £150. So yeah, we have a deal.
We have a deal.
Isn't that nice? Good.
And that's a deal we can drink to. As we've reached the halfway stage of today's selling challenge, it's time to find out who's toasting success and who's drowning their sorrows. So far, David sold 4 items for £870 and banked £448 worth of profit. Tim has parted with 2 items for £400 and racked up a profit of £304. He might be behind, but Tim is on fighting form today and he's working hard to find exactly the right place to sell his star item, the military walking cane top.
We haven't actually met before, but I sent you an email with an image of the charming ivory parasol or cane handle. Did you get it? Do you think this is something that you might be interested in? Where would be a good place to meet up? You're going to be at the Detling Militaria Fair on Sunday. Thank you very much. I'll see you then. Right. Well, I sent him the image. He seems to like the look of it. I think I'm off to Kent. But what price might he pay?
With Mr. Wonnacott on the trail of a decisive sale, David is headed to his local antique centre to try and sell his Lalique glass and dome vase.
Right, now, Dale, here's something I think you're going to like. Lalique.
Lalique, it's a good name, yeah.
You're a bit of a Lalique man, aren't you?
Well, I like to see it. It's always good quality, yeah. It's etched signature there, Lalique, France.
Now, that dates it when, do you think? 35, 45?
That should make it, yeah, late 1930s, 1940s, yeah.
Yeah, OK.
That seems about right to me.
And no damage? It hasn't been ground down, I don't think?
No, you can always tell if you have a look.
Yeah.
I just line that up, there's no dips in it. It's a good ring, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that?
Piece. Nothing at all.
So, could it be up your street?
It could be up my street, yeah. Yeah, what were you thinking about that one?
Well, that's the all-important question. Remember, the glass cost David £16.
55?
55.
Ah, come on. You know, if I'd said to you £5, you still would have gone, ooh.
Well, you have to, you know, but I like it, I don't know. Could it be a little bit less than that?
Well, what are you thinking?
Well, nearer 40. Perhaps 45.
OK. Can we agree 45 and then...
£45.
Are you up for it?
That seems all right to me.
OK, 45. Well done. Thanks,
Thank you
Dave.
very much.
So the Lalique glass gives David a £29 profit, and there's more good news when the dealer also buys the dome vase.
Straight £100 and we're done.
Right.
Yeah? On for that?
me,
Good
yeah.
man. Thank you.
With David sealing deals and stretching his lead, Tim has to make a big profit from his final item to have any chance of winning. Mr. Wonnacott is a man of redoubtable spirit, though, and if anyone can do it, it's him.
I've come to Military Odyssey, which is the largest multi-period militaria show anywhere in the world. Why have I come here? Well, nowhere more appropriate, really, perhaps to sell my cane handle, which of course is militaria, largely made of ivory, but I'm certain the ivory is pre-1940s. What I really want to find out, is it Franco-Prussian War, that's 1870s, or First World War, 1914-1918? And I'm going to consult a specialist dealer called Chris Berry and find out if he knows about it.
Well, Tim's definitely in the right place to make a killer deal. But this is do or die for him. If he can't sell his cane top and make a big profit on it, the game is up and David will be today's conquering hero.
Ah, you must be Chris.
Nice to meet you.
How very nice to meet you too. Now, I sent you a digital image of my little object, and you've not seen it before, so there you go.
Oh, that's very nice. I like that. Carved with some artistry. What we seem to have here is a cane top. It appears to be made of ivory. It's a carved hound's head, I would say, rather cadaverous or skull-like. Yes, indeed. And what it's wearing is a German pickelhaube, which is a form of military headwear.
So I found this in Paris, and I'm intrigued to know whether you think this relates to the Franco-Prussian War in the 1870s, or whether you think it's actually First World War.
I would suspect that this is First World War, right at the beginning of the First World War, possibly late 1914 or 1915. Following the invasion of Belgium, the Allies, namely the French and the British, they had a propaganda campaign, and they wanted to portray the Germans in as poor a light as possible. One of the images that was used was the rather bestial-looking head of a dog or a similar beast wearing a German pickle horn. And I think this was probably carved by a Frenchman or for a Frenchman to put on his cane top to say this is what we think of the Germans. Yeah.
Tim's contact clearly knows his stuff, but whilst he continues to examine the cane top, David is on his way to what he hopes will be the clinching deal. He's had his 2 demi-lune tables restored and treated, and he's aimed to sell them to a regular client.
She's young, she's trendy, she's gorgeous, she's got plenty of money to spend because she's got a big house and she needs furniture. I've sold to her before and I know what kind of budget she likes. Now, I paid about £80. I've spent 120 on them, so they owe me about 200 quid. Anything over that's profit, but it'd be nice to double my money.
So David is aiming high, and with Tim setting his sights on a big sale for the antique cane top, everything now rests on these 2 final deals.
Originally, they started life as a dining table. So about 1880, 1890. So they would have had leaves in, so they would have filled this room, possibly.
Wow.
Then the leaves have been dumped or lost or made into sledges or burnt or made into cabinet furniture or something. Then the tables were converted into demi-lunes like this, so half moons to go either side of something.
Demi-lunes. I had to remember the vocabulary, you know, for friends and things to tell the history of.
Well, it's always at dinner parties and stuff you can kind of show off. Now then, OK, so I bought them in a bit of a grotty state, looking a bit manky, sent them to my guy, and I think he's done a fantastic job. He's got rid of that old, dull colour, and he's created basically antique tables, but with a real contemporary twist. And I know you like that. You like mixing old with new and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So,
David's really pulling out all the stops here, and his buyer seems impressed.
I really like this flower detail. Can you tell me about that, David?
yeah, actually it is. That's exactly what it is, a hand-carved flower. And bear in mind, Joe, that they were carved by trained craftsmen who took their time and did the most beautiful job.
Well, David might be doing all he can to secure a sale, but remember, Tim is also working his socks off to close his final deal.
Is it the sort of thing that you would buy within your business ordinarily?
Yes, it's nice to find something that is not only beautiful in its own right, but is interesting and it tells a story. But it's also beautifully made, so from an artist's point of view, it's a nice thing, very nice. And yes, I would normally buy this sort of thing.
Remember, the antique ivory cane top cost Tim £240.
Now, I've got a target price, okay, and my target price is £600. Look at his face.
The tables cost David £80, and he's spent another £120 having them restored.
Do you like them, first of all?
I do, I really like them.
Well, can I really tempt you with a fantastic price?
This is a contest that could go either way.
Quite frankly, it is a beautifully made thing.
Very nice, but I do have a margin to make.
How about £250 a table, £500 for the pair?
No.
Which one of our experts will clinch the deciding deal?
So where are you coming from money-wise with it?
350, £400, something like that.
Well, I'd be pretty disappointed if I didn't get £500.
400.
You little horror.
I'm going to put you under all the pressure I can here.
475.
No, 425.
No, I can't do 425.
I can't do any more than that. I'll have to ring my husband and...
Because it is so fine and so beautifully carved, yes, I think I could just about make £500. It doesn't leave me a lot of profit, but profit's a profit these days.
500 the death?
Yeah, I think so.
500 the death,
indeed.
Which is quite appropriate, really.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Now, on this programme, we always shake hands, all right? So we'll have a shake.
Thank you very much.
So Tim sold his military cane top and bagged a splendid £260 profit. We'll find out very shortly if it was enough to win today's competition for Tim, or did David pip him at the post? Well, it was a titanic tussle, but how much money have our 2 experts made? Don't forget, Tim spent £336 at the antique market in Paris, whilst David parted with £468. Which one of them made the biggest profit? Well, neither of our experts know what the other has made, so it's now time to reveal who is today's Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is champion.
David.
French takeout, Tim.
I'd say this is more ratatouille myself.
I have no idea what's in here
But you had a great time, didn't you, in France?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic fair.
I mean, you spent all your money?
Just
nearly.
about. Just short of all the money.
So I don't know what's in yours and you don't know what's in mine.
No idea.
So am I going to kick off here?
You do it.
On the word of three, shall we open in unison? 1, 2, 3. Oh, no!
Yes! Oh!
Look at that.
I know.
That's a disgrace. £782.
Ah, but Tim, in this case, I deserve it because did I put some effort into that, converting things, working on things, traipsing all over the place?
Yeah.
By goodness me, what an awful lot of hard work.
Well, that is a result. £782. Well, I feel thoroughly humiliated and small in the shadow of the master.
Oh, please, it's so true.
I don't know. Can you bear to shake hands with me?
Wonderful, well done.
Seriously, congratulations. Excellent.
Thank you.
Not.
So it's a triumph for David, and it was the demi-lune tables that sealed it for him. Remember, he had to sell them for more than £200 to make a profit.
Come on, 475.
No, 450, and that's it. I won't bring my husband up.
Okay, 450 and no ringing husband. You'll just do it.
I can write you the cheque today.
You'll have them.
Yes, I'll have
Go
them.
on then, I'll have
Right,
them.
okay.
Well done.
Yes, David may have won today's contest, but both our experts made excellent profits, and those profits will be going to very good causes.
Well, that is a fantastic result for my charity, the Door of Hope. And let me tell you, £780 goes an awful long way to help children in orphanages in Romania and Bulgaria.
My charities, St Catherine's Hospice here in Sussex and Refuge for Battered Women, I hope will be delighted with this result. There's hardly a family in Britain that hasn't been touched by the scourge of cancer, and I feel very strongly about supporting these charities, and I'm delighted to be able to give them 560 quid's worth of profit.
Well, they're excellent causes, and although David's won today's battle, this antiques war is far from over, because tomorrow our two experts will be going head-to-head at an auction.
Oh, it's bidding.
Stick that in your plate, Tim Wonnacott.
Yes!
Oh, he's all excited.